actually going to go through the watch exercise itself. What I have is I have a handful of treats here, and I have one treat in this hand. I'm going to be either kneeling down like I am now, or you could be sitting in a chair if that's more comfortable for you. You want the dog sitting orientated right in front of you like this. I'm going to put both hands down on my thighs, and when the dog nudges and licks, I'm not going to acknowledge. Now the dog doesn't stop. Sometimes I go to get the dog to stop. But the idea is we're going to wait until the dog voluntarily looks me in the face, and I'm going to raise the treat 6 inches in front of my nose. Watch. Now I transfer another one into this one. I'm going to have the dog come over here. So again, he's targeting where the treat is, but that's not what's going to give him the reward. What's going to give him the reward is looking up at me. Patience is a virtue. Watch. I need a freebie to get you orientated this way. So people at home can see those pretty eyes. Watch. Watch. That time he just darted his eyes up, so you got to be really quick. He doesn't have to look at you in the eyes, just has to look in your face. Watch. Now I'm starting to take the next stage, which is I go up quickly, and then I hold it in front of my nose, and I extend the duration of extending the motion of extending it towards the dog. I want him to continue gazing at me in the face. And so to facilitate that, I'm going to slow down the treat delivery to maintain him looking at my face. Watch. Now, every dog is unique. Watch. We're starting to get him to look a little bit faster up at me rather than looking around. Watch. So we assign the word watch. We say the word watch the second the treat touches the dog's lips. After a while, the dogs start right there. Watch. I don't have any more treats. Well, I do have one. Here you go. Watch. We'll give you a big one. So what we do, and this is something that the Guardian went to the Nebraska Humane Society, and they kind of taught her a little bit of trying to redirect the dog. But if we don't practice it in a sterile environment like this, when there aren't any other dogs or bicycles or skateboards, it's the easiest possible setting. This is like learning to drive. You don't learn to drive on the freeway, you learn to drive in a parking lot. When you develop your skill set, then you move it onto a street with no traffic. And then as you get more and more comfortable with what you're doing, you can put yourself in more challenging situations. I call this putting the dog in position to succeed. Most people put their dog, okay, let's just, you know how to sit, let's go out on a walk, and then we see a dog and I tell you to sit. Well, I might be able to tell you to do, to drive, but if I were to say, okay, now I want you to drive in the Indy 500, that's beyond your skill set. You need to practice and work up to that. Get you familiar with the car, get familiar with driving at that speed, get familiar with only taking left-hand turns. So all those things are going to take time and practice. So if we don't help our dog practice what we want, we're putting them in position to fail. So the watch exercise is very effective because not only does the dog look away from the other dog and look up at me, so now it can't give the other dog any attention. That also has a positive impact on the other dog because if the other dog sees that your dog's like, hey, you ass, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna, and bouncing around, you're gonna, as a human, if somebody does that to you, that person's gonna keep your attention. Same sort of thing, if your dog is barking and going nuts and another dog is approaching, that dog's gonna be on edge. But if that dog sees your dog just sit down, look away from you, and look up and ignores you completely, you might probably gonna still keep awareness of that dog, but you're not gonna be focused waiting for them to attack because they're showing you that they're under control. So this is the first stage of the watch, and we'll talk about the second stage in a different video.